Ready? Let's start. So, what is post editing? Taos defines post editing as written here, and I would like not to read this definition, but I would like to technologies have been with us since World War II, and now these technologies have entered a new era with the help of artificial intelligence and technological improvements. We met with SMT in 2000 and with the NMT in 2013, and these new technologies speeds up the recognition of post editing by the industry. So post editing will be a new emerging area in this industry and also will help us in the near future very much. So giant companies and transition companies around the world start using NT as much as they can, and this immense production growth gives the birth to post editing. So let's get started about the impact of companies build their NT engines and they create their data with post editing. They start using NT as their main translator, and then they are now asking for post editing services from around the world in 20 or 40 languages. So that means post editing will be a great, immense effect on the industry as will be a great demand for any new project for post editing. For example, Amazon, Alibaba, Google, Microsoft, Facebook. I can count many companies building their generic NTs for creating and translating their content into many languages. So, but they now investing for MT because they want to produce their text via MT and using post editors to spend their time with translation much, and they just want to use post editing and MT services for uh, transmitting their messages around the world. So, as we check, there is a rising demand for post editing, and companies start using MT as their main supplies. And after all, they will start using post editors as their main translation providers. As we check, this is not restricted with the technical translation, but I believe and I see now books are translated with artificial intelligence powered machine translation tools, and also they now using for brochures for the healthcare documents is immensely rising, and at the end, maybe every domain can be localized or translate via post editing services. So there are two types of post editing for now. So and the publishable quality ones is full post edit, and the second one I will mention later is light post edit. Let's look at full post edit right now, and this is really immense one actually, and companies are now seeking for it. This is nearly high quality human translation and revision. That means yes, the NT engine translates the document, but the post editors have to create a text as they translate. So that means they have here has to be applied when you are doing post editing services. So this is very important. So because full post editing means we need the a text translated by a Menti engine, but at the end this text has to be in a publishable quality. However, when we check light post edit, this is very simple and it is just for understandable quality. As we check these 5 points here, it's about just reviewing the text and creating a message uh, good enough or fit for purpose, not for just a really appreciable translation or localization version of it. This is just for understanding the text, and this is just for using maybe a daily or not very important documents. So this is also very from the companies today's. So the main point is about how to do it effectively, because this is very crucial and important. As we see that there are 3 points to do that. For example, do not over or under edit the MT output. I would like to mention about these 2 overedit and underedit examples. Overedit means that you are changing the MT output with synonyms, with acronyms, and at the end, MT cannot feed with this output, because MT works like that. You create or you write a sentence and send it to MT, then MT receive it and translates it, and with your PostEdit, machine translation engine learns how to do it better. But if you overedit it, if you recreate a sentence, he will lose the idea what you did and cannot understand the better way of it. If you under edit it, if you don't touch MT output will be accepted as the best way. So that means MT thinks, yes, this is the best solution or that's best translation of this text. So that means, yeah, this is the best one, so I need to use it. But actually, no, this is also maybe there's a fault, there's a problem with the text, so we need to check it and we need to control, and at the end, we need to apply the best practices on post-editing service. So the second one, maybe the most important one, because this is also connected with the first one, we need to use MT output as much as possible. That means if we just delete our sentence for MT, that means MT start learning, cannot learn it, because MT need to know what to do, what you change, or what you interfere with the text. If not, that means MT cannot understand your text, your post-edited text. This is very important. And at the third part, after editing a segment, check for missing or added phrase or verse. This is also important because sometimes SMT or NMT engines can add a word or delete a phrase, or sometimes add an anonymous or not a good word for this sentence. So we need to check them and we need to eliminate them. This is very important and crucial for the future. MT is controlled, and at the end, your MT will create not very good sentences for you. So, yeah, what does this mean? Post-editing mean for us? So it is very simple, actually. Yeah, post-editing brings us new challenges, but also new market opportunities. This is money. So giant MLVs and companies create their content and use MT engines to produce text for their users, customers, etc. So if we invest in post-editing and learn the best practices of it, we can take part in post-editing projects and create new cash flow. Post-editing practices will cover other domains so soon. This is not just for technical translators. I believe we will have some medical translators, etc. This is not limited, and I believe this cannot be limited with this area. So maybe in 2 or 3 years, we will have more projects and we will have more domains to work within. But this is very important. We have to be tech-savvy translators or localizers to adapt these new market opportunities. We cannot, we need to catch the wave for the surf, wave for the money. So then we can start building our future with post-editing. So also, thanks to Taos, we can learn new skills and have a new profession, post-editing. So as a Taos certificated post editor, I believe my friend Pavel will mention about Taos and Smartcat collaboration. I'll let the Pavel on the microphone for now.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Pavel. I'm a product manager at Smartcat, and Smartcat is a platform that allows you to deal with MT and not only also to get jobs, but I will come to that later. So, Smartcat has collaborated with Taos to teach people how to post edit the machine translation output, how to do it properly. And now you can see the promo code on your screen. It's Smartcat Taos eLearning 19. So feel free to make a screenshot or to write it down and to use it and to get a 20% discount. But also we have a giveaway today, so feel free to add your questions, and the author of the best question, in our opinion, will get a free Taos post editing course. So do not be shy. Add your questions, and we'll try to answer them. Not all of them, but many of them at the end of the webinar. Taos post editing course gives you an overview of how post edit machine translation output, how to adjust it, and to not do a mistake. Okay, I will go the same approach as editing of human translation. So because machine makes quite different mistakes, especially if we talk about not only statistical machine translation, but also about neural machine translation. So the fluency that gives you, that neural machine translation gives you, is often gives you a feeling that it's correct, but fluent is not equal to correct. So I will talk later about the demand and about what customers are looking for at Smartcat, but just for you to know, so you have this opportunity. And Taos also organizes offline post-editing events. So here are the next dates. So if you're somewhere in the area in Amsterdam or Salt Lake City, so feel free to join and to learn how to deal with machines. So I give my mic back to Bekir and to let him present the case study of the post-editing project at his company.
Thank you, Pavel. Thank you again. I try to, okay, just drop back. So we had a customer and asking for 280 words in 3 days, 72 hours. So we just say, okay, this is a joke and a nice joke, but they say, no, this is not a joke. This is serious. So we need the text. So we just talk with them. We argue with them about how can we start, which technologies we can use, and they are positive about using MTs for this project. And we say that, okay, this will be an MT project. We create an text for post editing with the MT for a local MT supplier. Then we will enter with post editors with the team, and then we will get the best solution for you in 72 hours. So when we get the permission from them, we have checked our database with the TOES certificate post editors, and 14 untrained post editors. We first start with them to tell what we need, what we will do, and then at the end they understand us and we start. Okay, have you been in a posted project? Do you want to take part this one? And one of them say that, yeah, what is post editing? I haven't hear that. And the others say that, yeah, I would like to, but I want to know what to do. So when we have the file from our local MT supplier, yeah, this is really for a post editing project. And after that, with the presentation process, we did something very crucial. First, we start using our power with creating instructions for everyone, because there are new people have never been in PostEdit. Who has the Taos certificate. I know how to do and what to do. So, but we need to teach them. So we start with instructions. We teach them and we make videos for them to understand what we need, how we do it, and then the guideline for everyone is to very clear. At the end, if when we set our team with these 18 people, we start terminology mining and we check with the customer and ask for their, yeah, can we use that? This is okay for you. What is your, if you have a terminology, send back us and we will implement it, something like that. And then at the end, the terminology is okay and we start working. This preparation process is about 6 or 7 hours. So we have already the post-editing process, and we have at the end, as you see, this is nearly half% is done, and there are 16 people working together for an MT project. So this is very interesting for us, and this is very experimental also. So we ask them to take videos how we do it and what is your experience about post editing. And at the end of the 60 hours, we complete the project and we run the QA and we deliver it, and the customer was very happy, and they are really very happy about the outcome. So at that phrase, we with the 16 post editors in 60 hours, some of them translates to very need for them. Yeah, the experienced ones, yes, they're very happy to have a project because we are shaping our skills and we try to understand what is post-editing at the end. And at the end, the untrained ones also very happy, and they decide to go for a post-editing certificate at the near soon because they see the future. They can produce in one day 10,000 words with that text. If your MT output is very qualified, yeah, you can create more and more words in a day than a translator. So I believe, yeah. Thank you for listening me. And now it is Pavel's turn for turn, and see you in question and answer section.
Thank you, Bekir. So this is Pavel again, and I'm really glad that Smartcat helps companies like LocalX to implement their machine translation post-editing projects, and not only. So generally, let's take a look at numbers, because we at the product team always take a look at numbers to have an overview of the industry at all. So 4 years ago, we had just 3 MT engines. So you probably know, like Google or Microsoft Translator. There were no neural machine translation at all. And last year, we already have more than 10 public engines and more than 5 private engines. So it means that customers can connect their own custom engines trained with their own corpora and translation memories to get the most relevant output, and the output requires less post-editing efforts. You probably know engines like Systron Enterprise Server or Globalese or Microsoft Custom Translator is also a very affordable way to discover the world of custom trained machine translation engines. And now you see every third word in Smartcat is translated with MT, and this number grows. And 4 years ago, when we first introduced Smartcat Marketplace, so around 3% of all jobs were post-editing jobs, and I think there were experiments of customers. Now it's 8%. I cannot disclose the real number, but so it's 8% of all jobs, and the number grows each month. So it means that freelancers have more and more opportunities to be hired as post editors. And can you go to the next slide, please, Bekir? Thanks. So that is why we have partnered with Taos, because we have more and more customers that are looking for post editors and not for translators who can just slightly adjust the MT output and make it like readable, change the grammar, etc. So we collaborated with Taos in order to cover this demand, because we have more than 200,000 freelancers in our marketplace, and I think only 5% of them have an idea how to edit MT. So we did a research with Microsoft and hired people who had great experience in translation, like 20 years experience, etc. And we hired then Taos trained post editors, and the difference in time was like 60%, because as I mentioned before, there are different approaches to edit a human translation and to post-edit machine translation. So it's obviously a difference, because you can expect quite different types of errors in machine translation. So we added a special page to our marketplace to highlight certified people, so that they would be easy to find and customers would recognize them. We added a filter so that customers can filter certified post editors and hire them. And this is a win-win situation. When customers find linguists easily, and they find linguists they look for, and linguists find jobs. And our aim is to give linguists more jobs and to cover the demand of the customers. This is how we earn money, actually. And one more beautiful thing is that according to our observations, mostly machine translation projects are not one-time deals. They are continuous projects. So it means that once you get a job from a customer, likely you continue getting such jobs in the future. And yeah, as for the Taos page, it can be earned easily. Just complete the Taos course and claim your badge by contacting Smartcat support team. And if you already have completed the Taos course, just contact our support team, show your certificate, and get a badge. Yeah, we already had 60 post editors certified in first month, and if you go to the next slide, Bekir, you see the testimonials from Faustina. She was one of the first persons on Smartcat Marketplace who earned the badge and got the first wave of customer requests for English to Italian. And yeah, you can see her testimonial on the screen. I'm also wondering how many people from, so we have a lot of attendees. Let's check how many Smartcat freelancers do we have here. Okay, so like 50-50. Okay, so that's great. We have 60% of Smartcat freelancers here, and Smartcat is not only the place where you can translate your own projects and using variety of the available machine translation engines, and not only the place where you can get jobs on Marketplace, but it's also a place where you can get payments from your customers all over the world. Those 40% of the freelancers who are not on Smartcat Marketplace, just try it out and claim your Taos page if you have any certifications, and see what happens. You get more and more opportunities. So this is all from my side. I think we can go to question and answers. I don't know, Bekir, did you already choose the questions you like to answer?
Yeah, let me go over with them, and I would like to see the questions first. I believe we just have one, or no, we have many, but I need to optimize my questions. Okay, okay, this is on. Do you expect to be less well paid or considered to be less difficult work than traditional human translation? It is a Russian, I can't read it, but the name. But let me answer it first. Yeah, it depends on the MT quality and it depends on actually the uh, MT supplier, so your customers. Sometimes, yeah, we try to keep it with the same amount as translation because you are still creating a translation for us, but by using MT power and also post-editing services. But sometimes for the light post-edit projects, customers may seek for lower budgets, so not like the other transcreational or translational work. So it depends on the what they asking for. For example, if they ask for a but if they are seeking for full credit, yeah, you can ask for the full price of your translation. I can say this is a good question. The other one is, do you think in the near future human translation will be obsolete as MT will be so advanced that will be takeover? Alfie, I believe no, because we still collaborating with MT, and this is my idea, by the way, and we will definitely have the power with the artificial intelligence and also MT, but MT will not take over us for now. But we will see the improvements in MT, and I believe we will have more idea about what we say. So,
Yeah,
um,
I'd like to add here. So
sure.
because every day we get feedback from freelancers who are afraid that machine translation will take their jobs. I think it's not true because uh, let's think how many translators graduate from the universities yearly, maybe a couple of thousands, but the amount of content doubles every year. So I think we just do not have enough translators to translate everything. And please take in consideration also why big companies like Amazon and eBay invest so much in machine translation. This is not because they want to kill the translator jobs. Their motivation is to reduce the time to market, because time matters in the modern world. And if, for example, I don't know, a new product on eBay appears, and they have over a million daily appears, and it will be put in the translations queue till they wait till. So a human translation to translate it somewhere else, like Alibaba, will sell it quickly because they use machine translation. So time matters for some time types of contents, especially news or trading news, stock exchange notifications, etc. So machine translation here is means to cut the time to market. And I think so. In my opinion, the translator as a job will not disappear. I think it will transform into a more premium service. Because okay, machine translation is cheap. Feel free to use it, but if you need a custom tailored quality, for example, Netflix subtitles, it's not possible to translate it with the MT without watching the movie and without knowing it. The same applies for computer games. It's also a huge market. So, and also medical documentations and some creative things. I think machines will take over all the boring stuff, and translators will enjoy enjoy creative tasks. So in an ideal world.
Yeah. So another question from Joanna. By feeding MTs, are we not actually killing our future jobs? What is the main productivity difference between non-Taos trained and Taos trained? I believe Pavel answered the first part. Yeah, we are not killing our future jobs. I believe we are making more projects and money at the end of by using post editing. And about the second part, I can say as a Taos trained post editor, I believe not like giving information, but Taos for me teach how to do it. So this is very important. I am also a lecturer in a university, so I know how is hard to lecture something. So how to teach something very hard. So I can differentiate Taos by saying that they teach you how to do it posted if you are successful with the posted certification courses. So about the a question from Turkey from my dear friend, fellow Sertan. Yeah, how do we charge post editing jobs? This is very important actually, because this is still arguable with in the industry. I believe Pavel also have some words about this one. So about because charging post editing is still a dilemma for any company around the world. But just try to understand the customer's point. They do want to have readable one or they want to understandable one. Then we try to charge our translators and posters like that. So Pavel, do you want to add something about it?
Yeah, this is a really hot topic discussed at every conference and every online discussion. How to charge for post editing and how to pay for post editing. So the trend now is not a per word rate, because per word rate seems not fair to freelancers, because they don't influence the MT quality actually, especially so they don't have influence on choosing the MT engine. So if a customer chooses I don't know, shitty cheap machine translation engine and says, okay, I will hire you for 1 cent per word in the best case. And all you have to do is just to translate everything from scratch for a cheap price. Of course, it's not fair. My opinion here is hourly rates uh, could save this situation, because they're fair for freelancer, and they also make customers think about choosing MT engine, about feeding with the proper corpora, and investing in their own custom machine translations engine. So I think hourly rates would be the best choice, and we at Smartcat are now considering implementing hourly rates and automatic calculation of time spent on post editing translation tasks, so that both sides have an instrument to so customers can pay fair prices, and freelancers can get as much money as they want to have.
Okay, I believe I can pick one last question. Which profiles do you think will be mostly in demand in near future? For example, medical, certain industry related. This is from Elfie Egmont. I would like to tell that I just watched another presentation about post editing, and I can say that the automotive sector and also like the IT sector will be more rising star for processing because the taxes are now for in the industrial standards. So that means they try to create tax for machines. So that means companies try to create their content for machines, and at the end, the processing process will not be so hard for any language. IT, like medical, automotive, nearly covers 70% of, or maybe 60% of the translation world. So they are huge domains. So the first one, the technical translations, yeah, are very, very now covered post editing. I believe the next ones will be about automotive, or IT and the other electronics, something stuff like that. So I believe I tried to pick 5 or 6 questions, and so there are more questions I see. I try to write. There is some other new questions. Yeah, let me write read these too. Um, okay, I try to pick one more. Yeah, that will be a good question. From Pilar Leon Arauz, with the new NMT paradigm, I have understood that MT is much better, especially more fluent, but we don't know what happens exactly within the machine, black box. So, in this sense, how can the current approach be improved? How is research with envisioned? So, I hope next time we will have this webinar with an MT developer or and also MT academician. So that will be a good question for them. But I can, with my limited knowledge about how NMT works, I can try to answer it. So, and this is not actually a black box, but yeah, there are more ways to discover in NMT. And I can see that the NMT will be more discovered in near soon because they are still improving it. So Google, Facebook, they all change their system into NMT. So that means they want to use it. Uh, some other companies now SMT, some others sticks to SMT. Yeah, they are comparable definitely. But for now, for me, example, for Turkish, I prefer NMT as it tries to create more sensible sentences. But some other languages, some other language pairs, companies are still stick to SMT as it is more powerful and successful compared to NMT. So this is a very arguable question. And then, Pavel, should I need to pick more question or is it okay for us?
I think you can choose the question you like the most. But for all, so I see a lot of questions here. So
Yeah, there
please
is a lot.
do not be sad that we have missed your question. Feel free to launch a Facebook discussion. I will be happy to join and
Yeah,
to
me too.
discuss
So
about the MT. So there are special groups like machine translation, for example, or any similar. So I think this discussion is needed for both freelancers and customers, and also for technology providers like Smartcat, and also for machine translation developers, because we have a lot of topics here to discuss, I think. And yeah, if we meet at conferences, so I always like to discuss these topics. So Bekir, feel free to choose the author of the questions you like the most.
okay, yeah, there are really great questions, and to be fair, I will just scroll down questions again, but which I read and I try to check and choose one. So first, maybe there are some nominees, but um, so yeah, it's very hard. Now I understand how is that? So can we announce it later or no?
Uh, I can choose because I have my
Okay,
favorite
okay,
one.
okay. That will be okay for me. I'm okay with that.
I don't know. So this is actually the question every translator, editor, post editor, every linguist asks, and I think it has a good wording. It's by so forgive me if I pronounce your name not properly. So Joanna Morris, Joanna Morris. I don't know. So. This is about do we kill our future jobs if we feed
Yeah, that
MT
was a good
without
one.
translation?
Yeah, That was a good one.
And about the productivity difference between trained and non-trained post editors. So I think it's a very good question.
I also vote for that.
Great. So congrats, Joanna, or however
Joanna. I believe Joanna it is.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for listening us and joining us, and see you in next events and also webinars. And hugs from Turkey, loves from Turkey, and have a great day.
Yeah, bye everyone, and greetings from St. Petersburg. Bye bye.